All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I am introducing my shadow work book. I do want to invite you to grow with us. We have been studying Gemini's energy intently since 2020 in my astrology classes, which is generally every Thursday evening at 4:30 Mountain Time, um, which changes to Pacific time in March. So if anyone wants to grow and evolve with us, email me at kim@kimwarnersworld.com. The shadow work is tied to Gemini. In most cases, every planet or sign has its own shadow. The shadow is indicative to the changes that we need to make. We shadow people in work experiences when we're training, and that means that we're training upon or with the idea and intent to capture everything that they do, present how they move, especially if we're training for someone's job that is moving up or leaving a company. If we take that thought into our social and family relationships, we will learn even a lot more because we shadow our parents. And someone might say, well, what if I was in foster care or if I was adopted? We still have parents that we're shadowing, even if the biological parent isn't there, but the shadow of our DNA, which goes deep into the tree of life, and when we begin to realign the chakras, is where the shadow begins to become, I would say, disciplined, and we don't let it oversee our lives with dark situations and bringing, unhealthy manifestations in any longer because we choose to walk in the light. Mercury is darkness and light. The god Hermes would go into the spirit realm and come back into the earth with information for the individuals that he worked with, or in this case, he still does work with. If you're into, your spiritual practices, and those are, um, should I say, the deities that may have called you. Um, I don't really want to talk about the deities too much because, we'd have to go into understanding the whole God concept, and it is necessary, but the shadow work and what we're discussing today is connected to um, the chakra system. The way that I was taught from my spirit team is connected to the Greek gods. I can tell you that I've studied Egyptian gods. Um, Amun-Ra has came to me, and Basset, um, Hathor, but I haven't had the acquaintance of many others to my knowledge. I know that um, I've always had the experience with the Greek gods, which are the planetary um, names of at this point. So, from a child, I was always experiencing this energy. So, moving forward, I don't want to digress. I want to offer you that opportunity and the ability to look at what in you has been calling you to change, right? Because that's where the shadow comes in, and you can think about having the wrong or having the same type of relationships but not being happy, having the same type of job but not being happy, having the same type of relationship with your children and your family but not being happy. And then take away the idea that there's someone to blame. Start looking at the fact that there's a need for us to learn a lesson from these people, and that they are learning from us too. Sometimes you are the forerunner, or I have been. Um, and so the writing of the book was done by me, Kim Warner, Ashley Townsend, Daniels. She edited the book and added her thoughts to make this compilation most presentable, but also to reach the masses in a way where they would evolve. My daughter-in-law, Maite Warner, she did the fabulous layout, the beautiful colors. She wowed us with this book. And so I'm not going to delay. I'm going to go into the reading. Um, Meditation. Imagine what you could be. Then see yourself in your mind's eye being and doing what you desire. There are no restrictions as you listen. Call the Archangel Michael in, asking him to protect you. Turn your thoughts within and visualize light coming from above your head, from the sun. Allow the beautiful rays of the sun to immerse you. Allow your inner body to flow the sun to flow through your inner body and every atom, organ, and cell, and simply ground yourself by seeing an imaginative golden cord connecting you to the center of the earth. Wrap your cord around an anchor. You're going to find some type of rock that your golden cord will wrap around to anchor you. Allow yourself to sit in your heart just for a few minutes. And as you sit in your heart, think about anything today that you woke up with that's worrying you, that's bothering you, that's telling you that you can't go on, you can't make it, you have no help, you have no support. And let those thoughts be freed, as in sing every thought to that dynamic of doubt, worry, fear, and let it go in a balloon. Just see balloons taking those words away from you. Take a deep breath in and blow it out. Take a deep breath in and blow it out. And now, sit in your heart and just feel the peace in your heart. And that peace begins to flow through all of your body. No more doubt of what you can do. No more doubt about where you're going. It's absolutely that you are making things happen in your life. There is no more doubt. You can feel the hope. You can feel the joy. You can feel the peace rising up as you're sitting in your heart. You see yourself sitting in your chest space, you as your inner child. You're sitting there and you're feeling gratitude. You're feeling thankfulness. You're feeling feelings that will help you to manifest. All right? As you're feeling these feelings, take a deep breath in and release and blow it out. Begin to come back into yourself where you're opening your eyes and you're looking around the room. And I want to introduce you to the crown chakra. You see, as you did that meditation, the crown chakra begins to open up. The more we meditate, the more the chakras begin to open up and realign. So the crown chakra, spirituality is connected to it, knowing who you are, letting go, enlightenment, and awareness. The cord that we discussed, anchoring, it is connected to all of that energy in the crown chakra and the third eye chakra. The third eye chakra is where we see all things. We're open-minded. There's divine reasoning, the bigger picture. We gain trust. Oftentimes, when I do my classes with in my therapy classes and my therapy sessions, I'm put in a position where I have to ask the client, do you trust yourself? Because most people will say, I don't trust them. And my question in life came when I had experiences with shadows, reflections of me, people in my life, and I saw that I didn't trust them. But I was presented with the thought, do you trust yourself? So I had to work with that because I'd never heard of it before. And as I began to work with it, I began to trust myself more and make better decisions. I began to look at if I don't trust you, but I'm socializing or around you, then there's something not in alignment with me because there's that part of me that's saying, I don't trust you. And if I don't trust you, then why would I be around you? Because everyone wants to be safe, right? But let's move on. So, divine reasoning, third eye, the bigger picture, open-mindedness, and trust. Open-mindedness means that I see it. It's okay for you, but I don't have to be it. There's no judgment in the third eye realm. Throat, chakra, self-expression. Here I am expressing myself. I'm even talking about things with you all that most people in my community, where I came from, and even my my race, they don't accept. They're just starting to accept. So there's an evolution on cultures that's taking place, but it's because someone is coming in to teach what others will grasp and apprehend. And so there's self-expression. Oftentimes in my, therapy classes and sessions, people are and have not been able to express themselves. All over the world, when we think about this, most of us have had people that wanted to talk, which made us have to listen, or someone that was listening more than they were told or, coached to talk. So we have this throat energy that needs to be opened up, and self-expression can come. Frustration and anxiety, it leaves the body when a person becomes used to expressing themselves. And they know that they have that right and that choice. Will is involved in that, meaning WILL. Your will, God's will. God doesn't want you to be lacking in self-expression. Goddess doesn't want you in that mindset. Follow your dreams. See, how can you follow your dreams if you can't express yourself? You see, and faith is there in your throat. Trusting life again. Trusting life that even if someone says, I don't really like what you're saying, or what you're saying, I don't agree with. That's okay. We agree to disagree. That's what communication is about. Communication comes through the throat. Community, Gemini. All right. So the heart. love, forgiveness, compassion. When we did that brief meditation, we went into the heart. And the reason why we went into the heart is because if we can get into our heart and begin to speak what we believe to be true, rather than asking other people what is true, then we can begin to clear the untruths that's been left residue or in our heart of pain and disappointment and hurt. Living off of that type of heart conditioning, we can lose or release that conditioning and really, really experience what love is. And love truly comes in after we've had enough experience with the shadow, because the shadow is a foreknowledge of what is true, and we can forgive the shadow or any darkness that caused us disappointment, hurt, rejection, pain that was in the heart. And as time goes on, we learn that forgiveness is a process. We do it over and over again. We love over and over again. Love takes us into an understanding of justice. Justice is Libra. That's where your balance is, and it's in the heart. Um, Jesus has been conducive to um, or put in a place where there's an understanding of sacrificial love, um, compassionate love. And this is something that Venus or Venusian energies, people with that energy will have when they come into balance and they lose the shadow energy of um, codependency, injustice, and things like that. Um, Solar plexus, personality, your self-esteem, gut instincts, and I would say your wisdom and intuition, it lies here. And this is um, it's the color of yellow. It's connected to, um, I would say, the sun and Apollo, you know, played the harp, kind of like David. David made um, the king feel better when he was feeling out of sorts by playing the harp. So the harp has properties with a frequency, if you know how to play it, that will bring you into a peaceful place. Um, and it can take you into wisdom because that's what the harp was about. But Apollo, the sun, S-U-N, was connected to the wisdom of the sun, and or the sun and the solar plexus is connected to that. The wisdom of the sun, um, kind of like also connected to um, Solomon, King Solomon. I could go deeper as I'm thinking. I even see King Solomon, connected to the throat. But let's go on. I don't want to overwhelm anybody. The sacral chakra, community, um, creativity and sexuality, power, control, money, and relationships. And what I find is most people don't know that in the sexual area is where everything is produced anyway. On a spiritual level, on a physical level, we know that the womb is the area that we birth out of. But the womb is a place where a seed is planted. And so the seed is planted to create something. And so that's where we come into a place where there's a healing that can take place where someone has been violated sexually, because problems originate there and they cannot sometimes have children if there's been um, any kind of sexual abuse or um, some type of um, womb situation where you could have had um, cyst. You have these type of things that happen there. And of course, you have to see your doctor about it. But these things can originate in the spirit realm, and inhibit the creativity. The reason why we talk about shadow work is to find the consciousness and the way of releasing those things that can block our creativity, our sexual habits that are healthy so that we can be free, even those sexual innuendos that were spoken to us when we were younger that say, sex is a bad thing or you shouldn't do it. We have to give our kids answers to the sexual teachings and understanding so that they can have a balanced life in that area. Because it's not just about having sex to have kids that the sacral chakra is affected, but it's also because my body makes love to itself. I'm an individual that had to first come into understanding I was an individual. And that means that when I meditate, I'm looking at every atom, cell, and organ in my body. I'm going through my body to balance my body out so that I can create wholly. I'm not just able to create through words like many people will say, just say your mantras. Listen, the universe will give you a way, God will give you a way of manifesting, but God is going to teach us also how to manifest within our bodies and through, because we were spiritual bodies before we became physical bodies. I hope that we're clear. And the production of the body is a sacral chakra action because it's creativity, like ashes to ashes and dust to dust. When we plant into the ground, we pluck up. We plant is creativity, but there's a sexual dynamic that takes place with seeds even in the ground because there is a birthing. Sexuality is not just about, man and woman or man and man or woman and woman, however you choose, procreating or enjoying each other. The enjoyment of sexuality really is a birthing process. And so our plants are birthing, our children are birthing, our animals birth, and there's a sacral chakra alignment that's necessary for that production. Like if you are someone that you 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 may have um Labrador retrievers and you breed them. Even if you are breeding them, you may not get the outcome that you want if your sacral chakra is not aligned, because this is a production area. If we want to write a book, our sacral chakra, we can write it, but it may not produce because the alignment of the sacral chakra is not giving us the proper creativity, the creativity to put the book out per se, to get that empowerment to influence people. This is what the sacral chakra does in alignment with the rest of them. The shadow work is saying maybe you're not doing enough marketing, or it's not the right people, or it's just not in alignment for you right now. All right. So the root chakra is where family and social belonging come in. This is a place where most people, they will grasp, and you'll find a whole lot of codependency in the world because most people, from my study and from my awareness of myself, um, most people don't know that we live in a world that's codependent. We're not talking about interdependence or interpersonal relationships. I'm talking about, I need you to do this. I need you to go with me to do this. I need you to go to the grocery store with me in order to feel safe, to feel secure. I don't like being alone. We deal with a lot of that. It's unsaid. We deal with a lot of people in relationships that go from relationship to relationship, and they don't identify with this one key point, the root cause. What is it that I feel like I can't go to the store or go to the movies alone? I can't do anything alone. I have to have someone with me. It's a security issue, and it also is connected to um, codependency. The world that we live in is codependent. We are connected to individuals that run our world, and they've given the world opportunities to be codependent. Maybe I'll take that up in another time, but the codependency means that I'm allowing taxpayers to take care of people on welfare. Now, welfare is needed, but it's not needed to be abused, right? And I'm not even saying the people that's on there are abusing. I'm saying that the leadership of the world has conspired or allowed codependency to go on and say that it's okay, not to have intervention for people that may not know how to complete high school. They may need a vocation. This is a root issue because if you can't take care of yourself and your family didn't have that ability and you didn't feel safe and secure at the root, there lies insecurities that some people never get over. They never feel that they can be safe without someone around, even if they're abusive. And all of that has to change. And all of these aspects of these chakras that I've called out to you, the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, have to do with shadow work. Shadow work that we're looking at right now, while Gemini has went retrograde in Capricorn, which is our structure, and it's going to go back into Sagittarius, which has to do a lot with philosophy, um, higher learning, law, uh, therapy. And therapy is not just saying that we're crazy. No one is crazy, even, those that are diagnosed with something, because um, I set out on this trail, and I'll say the rabbit hole, when I was a young girl and found out years later that I was experiencing depression. That's why I'm in this field. And so I can feel the symptoms. And what I do is stay true to my spiritual practices, and it helps me to manage my thoughts. My thoughts are to focus on my inner being, and I've went further and further in it. And we can go further and further together if you feel that, you want to order this book. It's $15.99. It's emailed to you, and you'll follow along in the class. Other than that, I am going to post weekly, a few pages, and we'll go further. All right? So blessings and increase. In the book, you will find, let me go into the root chakra. This is the root chakra. It talks about the color that it is when you're looking at your chakras within. The earth is its foundation and connection. That's why your roots go down and they begin to move um, any unsafe feelings that you've experienced in life. Those are blocks that need to be released in order for you to truly manifest. You begin to use I am, because I am is who you're calling forth, and I is no longer the idea of who you are. You've overcome the ego and you brought it into balance, and the ego is now okay to be in a relationship with the personality, which is the light, um, The ego is no longer fighting to be superior as God or the goddess. It has accepted that it's in unity with your spirit, right? So some of the things that are in every um, chakra system, or as you read page by page with each chakra, is affirmations. I am safe, and that's to promote security. Your consciousness, after you practice this, it will begin to tell you that you are safe and there's no other way. The universe supports me. I am whole. I am independent, and you're saying it three or more times. Three times solidifies it, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And so I like what God has done with me. Excuse me. I'm trying to get this scrolled up. I like what God has done with me, Goddess has done with me, because I'm able to connect scriptures with astrology and the chakras and bring them into alignment for my classes so that we can learn on a holistic basis, meaning that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. I was taught spirituality, I was taught psychology and astrology. And so what God has done is helped me to mesh that together because I had no idea what was going on with me. And so this scripture, it says, Psalms 1 and 2, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. You see? Um, and he should be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bring forth his fruit in its season. We just talked about all of that. Your fruit comes forth through your creativity, the seeds that you plant. Um, you're bearing witness to the manifestation. This is the word. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does, it shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. We're prospering because we're working within ourselves to align with what is true, to align our spiritual body and bring the spiritual bodies together. All right. The shadow is no longer dictating what we do. This here, me and my daughter-in-law, we work together on the stones. I think Ashley, she may have added some as well. I like to give credit to people because, a lot of times people come in and they're doing things and they've had help and support, but they never talk about the people behind the scene. That's something that I don't really care for. It's really like a pet peeve of mine. I like for people's names to be called out. And Genesis 12 and 12 says he'll make your name great. God said he'll make your name great, but God lives within us. Therefore, we must remember people that we work with. Know those who you labor amongst. So the stones, jasper, cornelian, bloodstone, black, tourmaline, obsidian, tiger's eye, hematite, and fire agate. These give you grounding power. They help you to anchor yourself when you're feeling a flight. I wanted to put them in because they're actually in the Bible. You could go into Revelations and read about these. I think also Isaiah 50, uh, 3. It talks about I will make your windows of a gate and your gates of carbuncle, and those are all stones. So we've dealt with a lot of people that told us that stones were witchcraft, but it's in the Bible that most of us study, and they're minerals that come from the earth. I've taught this. It's like, yeah, okay, we're not going back into all of that. We're moving forward, we're evolving because this is going to help humanity. Um, Maite, she added this, the herbs and teas. Dandelion root, sage, they help with grounding and healing within. Ginger has helped me in so many ways. I mean, as you can tell right now, I'm having some congestion, but the weather has changed. Um, this ginger and these elderflower, ashwagandha fruit. hibiscus, dahlia, raspberry. I think she got ginger here again, acacia, cinnamon. Ginger has helped me because when I was a child, I had asthma, which is a mercurial disorder. I don't want to say disorder. It's, Mercury deals with the lungs and a lot of the inner workings of the body, neurologically, like when you're sleeping and you're having a lot of thoughts and you can't sleep. It's not just, people, they would say demons, but like right now, this is the 16th of December 2023, and Mercury is going retrograde, and it's keeping people up. It's waking people up with thoughts. There's a lot of answers that are outside of demonic um possessions, or that the demons are waking you up. I don't want to be facetious or sound callous. So the ginger has helped me with not taking medicine all the time, and it removes um toxins. That's for me. Now, I think anyone that's not feeling well, experiencing anything, because we have energetic flu, um, when we're evolving, there is possibilities that you'll feel like you're not well, but you have to take care of yourself and slow down in these times as well. So candles and oils, she put in here. You can apply these oils to the soles of your feet. Some essential oils for the root chakra include excuse me, vetiver, frankincense, patchouli, and pine. Pine, I love that smell, and cinnamon as well. So until we meet again, I hope that you love this. I love those who have listened. I love you if you love to evolve and you want to grow. And if you want to be a part, just email me, and give a shout on some of the community posts. I don't do lives yet because I'm not I'm not sure about how to do it. And, I'm trying to get my mind wrapped around going into doing lives and feeling, again, see my root chakra, feeling safe and secure with it. I think it's okay to be vulnerable, so I'm just putting that out there to you guys. So you be blessed, and I hope you like the book. All right. Blessings. Bye-bye.